Draft, boys.
Boys. That was interesting this week.
I know. I don't know what we were doing to be honest.
It was a bit slower.
It was weird.
Normally we go pretty fast pace.
You caught me off guard with that slow jam.
I know. It really caught me off guard as well. Well, welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League podcast where we talk about the fantasy draft game.
Yeah.
How you going?
Yeah, good, Miles. Heato.
Yeah, doing well, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I've had a pretty good time.
I know. We've all had a pretty good week this week.
We have. And I think we're going to start a new thing this week where we talk about just a little bit about how each of our own teams went.
Maybe we won't do it when we have bad weeks, but, we'll start off with a good week. So.
Probably just the best of the bad weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what a perfect chance to start it with so many good weeks for all three of us this week.
I know.
Yep, all getting in the 60s.
And I believe we're all topping our league.
We are. But
Well, I mean, one of us is topping our league.
We're
but
1, 2, and 3.
We're the top three.
yeah. But did you expect anything less?
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Do we have to
That's
sub
great.
ourselves out of the pod if we drop out of the top 3? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just bring in whoever's next. It's not going to be me. All right. So, well, why don't we talk with third place? Talk to third place first. Miles, you had a
Yeah,
pretty
sure.
decent week this week.
I did. I had a nice
Positive
start.
of 50.
Yep.
How many did you get?
I got 56 in the end, so almost a 60 like you boys.
Almost.
And I had a pretty strong defense. I wish that I did play my Wolf defender, which I left out last minute. But
Give us a quick rundown of your team, just
Yeah,
so
sure.
we paint us a picture.
I've got Allison in goalkeeper, and then I've got Doherty, Zuma, and James across the. I'm playing a 3 this week,
I like that.
and I had Cody and Gomez on the bench, so a little bit of a blemish, not for the perfect week. And then in the midfield, I've got Neto, De Bruyne, Jorginho, Rashford, and Son. So pretty solid. Obviously expected a bit more from Son, but didn't get it, but it's all right. And I've got Bamford, Wilson, and Richarlison, who's out with a red card at the moment.
Lol.
Yeah, nice.
So just circling back, Zuma,
Yeah, big points.
back to back. I mean, we'll talk more about it within the podcast, but you got to be happy with the Zuma performances and another Chelsea clean sheet.
I'm stoked. I was talking about Zuma on the podcast last week, and he's putting together a lot of double-digit hauls. And now that Chelsea are keeping these clean sheets, which we will talk about, I'm very happy having 2 Chelsea starting defenders.
Yeah, nice. And you got burnt a little bit with Jorginho this week.
A little bit.
Rotated out for Mount.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was rotation.
Oh, really?
It could be a new formation. Let's get into that
Interesting.
later.
Maybe.
Interesting.
We'll see. He didn't play midweek, so I was kind of expecting him to play. That's why I left him in.
Yeah, and you went for that pen strategy. So
Yeah.
when he's coming on, he's got to win a pen pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Not an impact player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, a solid week keeps me up there with you boys. We'll see what happens.
56
but,
points.
Why don't you tell us about your team, Heato?
Yeah, pretty solid week from me. I was pretty happy.
Oh, pretty solid week
Yeah,
for
it
me.
was 63 points. Pretty happy
That
with
was
that.
good, yeah.
Good chunk of points coming from Grealish in the midfield, which killed it this week, and pretty solid across the back with Thiago Silva, Cancelo, and Reguilon. Unfortunately, I had Laporte on my bench, and I got a little bit burnt this week by somehow in my waiver stupidly putting my Lookman pickup over Neto.
Yeah, I saw that.
I accidentally ordered it wrong, so I ended up with him this week.
Great.
I thought against West Brom might have been a 1 week shout, but played the gamble and it didn't pay off. But yeah,
I like it. We talked about that.
we did talk about
I
it.
saw you
thought
did
the
it, and I was
fixture-
like, he's using our own strategy.
I know. I was like, I've got to practice what we preach, and then rounding out with Watkins and Ings to give me a few more points. So, how about you, Whitey? What are you up to?
Not shabby, but not the best.
Oh, very close.
Now, let's land on the best. First in our fantasy league, the Whitey Wanderers. Not a bad week here. Not going to lie. Definitely got some points from places I don't normally get points. I had 2 automatic substitutions because I got stitched
Yeah,
up by
you
the
got
fact that
help with that.
Friday we keep getting
Games.
Friday
Yeah.
games, and now in Australia, like it's not. I don't know. It really stitches you up because if you don't get your team in on that night, if you're not used to it, like you've just got to deal with
Games
whatever
already
you got.
happened Saturday when you wake up.
Yeah, you wake up, you're like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, I went to go do my team. And I was like, oh, there were games last night. No.
I've already got points.
So, anyway, big points for me in defense. I had Walker with 15, Lamptey with 9, 12 for Bellerin.
Yeah, huge.
Huge week in defense. Then all my classic point scorers didn't score. Sterling, Fernandez, Zaha, Foden, not so much. I did pick up Ward-Prowse this week, which
Huge payoff.
I don't know if anyone else knows, but 2 goals and assist.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. And Jimenez, nothing from him. So
Basically 4 huge hauls from 4 players, and that's kind of rocket
4
you.
players you don't normally expect. So really, really interesting start. All right, so with that, let's move on. Let's do our snack chat. Heato, you are the snacker of the week.
I am. I'm excited this week because we were recording this a little bit late, so after dinner, and I was like, okay, we need something a little sweet to round out our evening. And I've gone for a really sweet treat. So I thought I can't bring in a beer to go with that because that might be really odd. So I've gone
Any
a really
excuse
sweet
not to
drink
bring in a beer.
as well. So I've gone
Okay.
super sweet.
Sweet
So
all
I'm going to
round.
start with the best, and that's my snack.
Okay.
Whoa.
So my snack this week.
The snack
I'm
is
gonna
in like
open it
a
up for you
cardboard
boys,
box.
Is some
Oh
churros.
my God.
So we're looking at
Get a
churros.
whiff of that, boys.
Let me whiff it.
Wow.
Some
This is
melted
pretty-
chocolate as well to go with. Nice little after dinner treat.
Yeah, you've really hit the nail on the head, I think.
Jesus.
And then to just combine, give something nice little light to go with as a drink, because this is the main, the main piece
Event.
of event. Oh yeah, event definitely. I've got a little bit of vodka lemon lime bitters,
Wow.
just to
Oh my God, it's delicious.
refresh, just to go nice and sweet with your churros, boys.
Jesus. Well, cheers.
Cheers, lads.
Well done, Heato.
Thank
Good
you.
mix
Really
here.
well done.
Thank you. Mixing it up a little bit.
I will say that these have been sitting in front of me for a while now, and I have been very thirsty.
Yeah. Hopefully the churros is
Oh.
warmish.
I give the beverage. I give it a 7.4.
Okay. I'll take that.
Refreshing, delicious.
Well,
Very summery too, isn't it?
look, I'm not even looking at past numbers like Heato does. It's so up my alley, especially at the moment. You're getting pretty high for this. I just want to take one more sip.
I like that.
Yeah, 9.1.
Whoa!
Oh,
No, I love it. I really, really love it.
huge.
And the churro, you can just have a lot as well. You can just have like 8.8.
Oh wow.
Well-
I'm surprised the drink got higher, but
I'll just
take it.
quickly say I've never had churros before.
What?
I'm not really a pastry guy.
Oh man.
I just dipped it in that liquid chocolate for the first time and nearly made a little liquid chocolate myself. That was delicious. I'm going to give that a 9.1.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will proceed to keep dipping all night.
Yeah. We're
Double
double dipping.
dips.
We're
Double dipping.
Hashtag COVID safe.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into fantasy Premier League talk. Now,
Yeah,
the
let's do
first...
I think we should just end the podcast right now.
Yeah, I know.
Trying to get
I'm
much
actually
away.
lost for words. You hear me try and talk about fantasy, I was like, blah, blah, blah. Churros. Okay, so if you guys haven't listened before, what we do here is we preview all the games coming up over the next game week. We'll also talk within that about how the teams went in their previous game week and game weeks and give some predictions about the scores and who we might think will, do well for the week.
Yeah.
Boys, Brighton versus Burnley next week.
Yeah. And let's talk about Brighton first. And so they played Tottenham and they lost 2-1. Look,
Weird game, hey.
really weird. I was expecting a bit more
Weird.
from Brighton. I'm not saying that they would have won the game, but look, they gave away a pretty soft pen, which, is never good.
Was it a pen though for them? Because for me, I feel like it's actually a foul on Lallana. Because
Beforehand.
Oh my God, you're always about Lallana.
with the Kane pen they gave away.
Mm.
Because Kane's backing into a man who's in the air. That's pretty dangerous. And you do see that often where a player is looking and backing in and causing harm for them to fall.
But I think he was out of control. That's why they've given it, because it was just a reckless, out of control challenge.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can see it both ways.
I found it a bit sus when Kane just clearly looks back and looks at Lallana. There's no I'm looking at the ball. Oh no, you somehow gone over me. So I felt that was a bit dodgy, and because it's like right on the edge, I guess we'll probably come across this a lot. I feel like this whole weekend was filled with soft pens. So it's a bit of a theme, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a theme.
They are getting softer and softer, and it's getting a little bit frustrating. But
It's getting pennier.
yeah,
it is.
Every week it's getting pennier and pennier. So I don't know. Brighton was just a bit meh. But I will say I was very happy to see Lamptey get a goal because he has been very good for them.
yeah. All
Maybe
season.
definitely as an attacking player. Defensively, obviously they've been a bit average, and for fantasy prospects, he's not great. But he does get in there and he gets opportunities, and it was a nice finish.
Yeah, it was. But then there's also more controversy leading up to that in that there was a foul on Højbjerg. And then the ref went and off and looked at the screen for about over a minute
Oh yeah,
and still made the wrong call apparently. And
Yeah.
the goal stood.
It was crazy.
So it was weird though. Like they got a goal that they shouldn't have got. Tottenham got a goal that they shouldn't have.
I must say
potentially
I
with
was
the pen.
heavily biased
Yeah.
in that
Of
situation.
course
When he
you
went
were.
off to look at the screen, like I didn't even watch that bit. I was like, yep, goal.
Yeah.
Lamptey. Juicy.
Just more controversy, to be honest. But did you guys hear about Morpay?
What?
Apparently, because he didn't start this game.
I noticed.
Apparently, there's rumors going around that it's due to his ego. Apparently,
Really?
yeah, a bit of chat that he's had some few moments.
Too
off.
big for his britches.
Yeah,
What, dressing room banter?
potentially. I don't know. So
What?
not injured. So I guess you'd be pretty. I know you must have been frustrated a bit, Whitey, this week with.
I'll tell you what, he's definitely injured up to that game. He's got an injured ego.
Yeah, I know. Bring him back down to earth a little bit.
I was a little pissed when I saw that, but he's not really the guy holding my team together. Apparently that's James Ward-Prowse, who I've just picked up. So woo!
And I think there's one more mention. We got to talk about Gareth Bale. Back on the score.
Wait. Well, we got to talk about that when we get to Tottenham.
We do
You're
that.
too keen to
I'm
talk about
so
the
keen.
old.
It's my golfing
old
buddy.
man.
Yeah, I know. You're just like my bud.
You've just come straight from your golf pod, haven't you?
Yeah. Sorry.
With Gareth Bale.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
How'd you get him on?
Oh, he asked me to actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, I don't ask him.
Hopefully listens to our football pod as well.
Yeah, Miles is his pro.
He's our number one subscriber.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Burnley played Chelsea on the other side of this preview in their previous game. Look, Burnley weren't great.
No. I thought we've said that every week. haven't we?
Yeah, I think Burnley, there was a stat about they haven't won in a very long time at Chelsea, which is not overly
Yeah, I think it's
surprising.
since last year sometime.
No, it was way longer than that. I thought it was years.
Oh, against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought
Yeah,
them
yeah.
actually winning.
No. Game. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
No,
It's been years.
I think it's been since
How
last
are they still in the Prem?
It's magic, Sean Dyche.
Yeah, no. They just get automatic promotion. So
Yeah, so I don't know. There was a chance for Barnes early doors.
it's the most attacking I've
He kinda
seen
pulled
in a
it
little
well.
while, in a few weeks. Like
Well, because Barnes is kind of he's been slow to get back from injury, and they were talking about a lot during the game that he's just kind of getting back to fitness now because with COVID and everything, it's been slower, no preseason. It's harder for those guys with injuries to come back.
yeah.
So he did look energetic at times, and I think maybe going forward he could be someone that will slowly come into form because we did see some pretty good form from him last season for a point there.
For the start, yeah. That first half, he was really, really nailed on, actually. Really good asset.
And if they could have a bit more talent and pressure up front, then it would definitely take some of the pressure off their defense because
Yeah, they
they're-
struggled a little bit this game, and I
they're
think
defending a lot.
Pope was a bit average as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as regular, solid in defense. But I also wanted to mention that, last week we were talking about just getting a bit more creative flair and bringing on someone like Jay Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And maybe starting him, giving him 90 minutes because do you remember 4 years ago when
Yeah, I
Jay
know.
Rod was just
He was a
lighting up the
beast.
Premier League? And look, maybe he just was in a team that created more chances, which made him shine a little bit. But I think Burnley need to start playing him.
Yeah, they definitely need to change something. They've only got 1 point, so
Yeah.
yeah, not looking forward to this week. I think it's going to be probably a fairly boring game potentially. Who knows? So
I think Brighton have to score some goals. They have to win a game. I know Burnley does too, but for me, Brighton's been a better team lately.
Yeah, they'll push forward.
I think they'll push forward. I think 2-1's not a terrible result against Tottenham, who are actually been pretty good lately. I think I would be backing them to win and also get some goals. Lamptey, obviously.
Yeah.
No, but look, I
some
wouldn't
hope
be
there.
expecting. Look, it might be their first clean sheet. Who knows? But Burnley could actually show up for a change. For me, I think I'd be looking at Pascal Gross and
An assist
Trossard.
this week. Oh,
Some good attacking players there, and Morpay. As long as he gets over his ego issues, he should hopefully be back in the starting 11. I feel like you only get dropped for ego for maybe one game.
yeah. Who knows? Especially when you're losing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd definitely do a massive shout out to Pascal Gross. I think if he's available, he'd be definitely someone I'd be putting in my waiver this week.
Yeah, nice. All right, Marwa, why don't you give us a prediction this week, mate?
Yeah, I've thought about this one, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Brighton. I don't really see any goals from Burnley, and
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that Brighton will keep a clean sheet.
Okay, interesting. That'd be nice for them. Nice change.
I want it on the record. I think 2-1.
Okay, noted.
He's always got an opinion, doesn't he?
He does.
This guy.
Mate, wait your turn. Wait your fucking turn.
All right, I'm eating my churros. Someone else introduce the next game.
All right, so the next game we've got is Southampton versus Newcastle, which it's a pretty interesting fixture.
It is now, especially the run that Southampton have been going on.
Yeah.
And then Newcastle randomly with a surprise victory.
Is it Southampton or Liverhampton? I don't know.
I don't know, mate. Well, whatever players are doing well this season, they'll probably be at Liverpool next season. So
I think so. That's
maybe
the way
Ings
it
will be
goes.
back.
Maybe.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Like, sorry, you're doing too well.
It's Southpool, bro.
Southpool.
Okay.
Southpool.
So yeah, let's talk about Southampton first. And
Southpool.
Look, there's heaps to talk about. What a result.
Yeah, crazy. Also,
Seriously.
it's weird how 4-0 up.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is huge. And then somehow it creeps back to 4-3 and right into injury time. It's a bit surprising and not the greatest sign for Southampton that they kind of threw that way a little bit, but lucky to keep the 3 points in the end.
But you do have to give Aston Villa some credit because they've been actually a very good attacking team this
they
season.
have, for sure.
And, you know, they came out and obviously pressed them a bit more. And yeah, Southampton be wishing to do better, but that's not like uncommon for a team that goes up by that many goals to
Just to let off the steam.
yeah, step off the pedal. So I wouldn't take too much from that. I mean, obviously you'd want a better scoreline than that.
Yeah.
And, you know, keeping in mind that fucking the last 2 goals were scored in like the 93rd and 7th minute.
It was good that they just never gave up. I had a lot of respect after watching that just to keep going. And they did have quite a few chances, Villa, in the first half. So
So there was obviously one man that we did talk about briefly when we talked about my team, but James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Miles, how do you feel about this? Because you've talked about him a bit.
yeah, look, I was
You keep
watching
saying
the
it's his
game.
breakout season.
I did. And look, listeners, whatever I say on this podcast, you should just go for it. Sometimes I don't action it myself, but if you listen to what I say, you will win your league. But
Wow.
listen,
Huge
listen,
call.
I was watching the game and I saw him get the assist, get the goal, get the other goal, and I thought, do I have room to pick him up? Blah, blah, blah. And I went and I saw that you had picked him up.
Man, I fucking owe you.
Yeah.
You got Bamford. I mean, the best part about it is I'm first. So I was last on the waiver wire. And like, to be honest, he wasn't like hot property
No.
at the time. He scored a goal last week or the week
How do
before
you
last.
feel about him now moving forward, though? Because
I'm not
when you see 2
frothing.
set pieces, it's like, but you don't see someone consistently score free kicks week in, week out.
But I do see a lot of confidence to come from that game, and I'm interested to see where it goes. But for me, he's my 5th mid, so I'll just keep an eye on it. And I swapped him out for Greenwood. I mean, at the time, I thought, look, Greenwood's injured. I might swap him, back whenever it happens. But Greenwood's done very little for me, so
Yeah.
I needed to move on from that. I was, that thing we talk about when you get stuck on a player. I was just like, I got to move on, and I was just like, okay, Ward-Prowse. I was actually a little drunk. I'd had some curry and a few Kingfisher beers, and I was feeling a bit, haphazard.
And you just heard my voice come into your head.
Like, yeah,
Breakout season.
Whenever I have curry and beers, I hear Miles's voice.
Maybe we're going to see more of this now. Him just getting absolutely pissed on the night before the waiver wire and sorting himself out with some crazy picks.
It's a great strategy.
But maybe I'll try and trade with you then on those nights. I'll send you messages.
No. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Ings smash that into the top bins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
What a
God.
beauty.
The man just scores goals for fun.
He does.
It's ridiculous.
And Vestergaard as well. That was so strong.
I know.
Yeah,
Man.
well, we've spoken about him. He's probably, for me, one of the most informed point fantasy defenders at the moment. You look at his last 5 weeks, it's either a clean sheet or a goal.
Yeah.
They know how to breed a
it's huge.
center defender down in
Oh,
Southampton, don't
yeah.
Yeah, maybe a nice little partner for VVD.
they? He could be. I won't be surprised
Cost
if he
us
ends
75
up
mil.
money well spent. If Maguire's 80 and VVD's 75, come on. Please.
All right. I just have one thing to round out Southampton.
Talk to me.
How good is Ralph Hasenhüttl?
Oh.
I love his name. His face completely matches his name. Like I see him, I'm like, yeah, that's a Ralph Hasenhüttl. And also his accent. I was sitting there with my partner tonight watching one of his post-match conferences, whatever the fuck they're called. And I was just like, that is exactly how I'd expect Ralph Hasenhüttl to look
Just
and
very
sound.
German.
Yeah. I love it. Very good.
Too good.
Okay, moving on. I think he's Austrian. Just
Yeah,
throw that. in the mix.
Same.
he is.
Yeah. So get that
same.
one. Get your facts straight, Heato. Anyway, moving on to Newcastle. Newcastle beat Everton 2-1. Upset. Big time.
Definitely.
I think it's a pretty big upset.
Yeah. I mean, Everton seemed to be slowing down from the momentum they had at the beginning. They were definitely flying high. I wouldn't rule them out yet, as we said last week. But, I could be
does
here
happen.
next week saying, I won't rule them out. And it could keep happening. So,
Yeah, potentially.
I think it's a really tough fixture for them to get as well.
Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or to win. Yeah, I'd agree.
That's one they probably wouldn't, early in the season, you'd be like, oh, maybe. But after the run that Everton had, you're like, okay, this will be lucky to get points out of this.
Yeah, I agree. But they did play well. I mean, classic, say Maximum looking like he was going to score and then not.
Oh, that would have been a beautiful goal.
I know.
You see that pass up the line
I know. It was all
through to
very
him. He
nice.
just kind of ran a little bit too far on it. That would have been stunning. But what do you guys think of the Wilson pen?
I thought it was soft.
Yeah, another softie.
But it's hard because I'm a Wilson owner and I don't mind.
Yeah, you don't care. For me, I don't understand
Bias.
how it was a pen, though. I didn't see anything in the angles from the replays of how he got knocked. There was no foot on the boot.
Dude, it was Halloween this weekend. Casper the Friendly Ghost fucking just gave him a little nudge, blew on him, and that's how he fell.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's what the referee saw. Casper.
Yeah, Casper freaked the fuck out. So,
Yeah.
Maybe it was slimy.
yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, maybe. One of those flakes.
All right.
Yeah, that was a bit lucky.
It was a bit soft,
in
but-
my eyes.
But Wilson, standard scoring pens. You want pen takers this season. I think I saw, oh my God, I think the number was 38 penalties. Have
It's
been
the latest. Is the latest number.
given. Yeah, 38 penalties have been given this season.
7
huge.
weeks.
Like 7 game weeks, 38 pens. What's that?
huge.
Divide 38 by 7.
That's a lot. No, it's 4 a week, isn't it?
5.
Yeah, that's
over
5.
5 a week.
Over 5 a week. Heato, did you actually do the math or you just fucking put it
God,
in
no, mate. I used this Excel.
I actually
Fucking hell.
I did the math.
And what do you guys reckon about Fraser?
Yeah, well, he's not really starting. There was a lovely assist like that. He absolutely turned Mina and ran him for pace to put that ball in.
He's fresh in there though at Newcastle, right?
Yeah, he's still working his way in. That's exactly what they got him for. But
Yeah. I think he will play.
I'd wait a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. I reckon maybe not against Southampton, but I think if they've got a run of 4 or 5 fixtures with winnable games, I think that he's definitely should be.
Well, they got
in
Chelsea
there.
after Southampton
Yeah,
and Palace.
and then Palace. And Palace, on their day.
I think
can
in
be
a
pretty
deep
good.
league, he's an attacking player, but
Yeah, you're right.
someone
in a
like
couple of
that,
games.
Yeah.
you want
Perspective is
like for a bigger
crucial.
team, like a Liverpool or City or, even Chelsea, you'd want the attacking player off the bench. That's probably okay. But for a Newcastle, I don't know if that's someone you'd want off the bench. But I think Newcastle have looked the most attacking I've seen for a long time. Like there was one moment where they almost looked like an old Arsenal tiki-taka kind of goal, just playing it in and out to
and
each
not
other.
scoring.
Yeah, but it was exactly, and not scoring. But it was pretty fluid for Newcastle. I was like, who am I watching right now?
Yeah, I agree.
Very surprised by that.
No, it's nice. So, Miles, just run us through the top point scorers.
Yeah, so obviously your boy James Ward-Prowse had 17 points.
Thanks, buddy. Why do you think I threw to you for that? Just run us through the top point
You
scorers.
should have gone to Newcastle.
No, I'll end with the high note, Vestergaard, Ings, 7 and 6 respectively, and Armstrong, Walcott, and Adams got 5 each.
Yeah, plenty of
And,
points.
Few assists in there.
And yeah, obviously your boy Wilson was basically the only point scorer from Newcastle with 12 with 3 bonus
Pretty
points.
much yet again. Like that's, I think in
Very
saying
good
that they look so good attacking, they're still just scoring through him mainly.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
I'll take it.
Yeah, 100%. You would.
Why don't you give us a prediction?
I will. Southampton 3, Newcastle 1. Soft penalty to Wilson.
Soft pen again.
Wilson will score it. Yeah, for sure. I just think that Southampton are flying high and Newcastle are not. And, they've got one win and Southampton just look like they can score a lot of goals.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Definitely.
take it. I'll take a goal.
Hopefully
from
my
that
boy
game.
Ingsy's back. He's went off a bit injured there.
Yeah.
50% at the moment, sore knee. But
Yeah.
they're saying it's not like a ligament. It's just it might be a week potentially. So
Well, so just to round this out, like who are you guys looking at for this game from either side? I mean, we already know Wilson, but from Newcastle, how about Southampton players? Is there anyone we haven't talked about?
the only person
Shea Adams?
Yeah, Shea Adams, obviously not in the points this week, but if Ings is out, I think he'll definitely be the focal point next week. I also really like the look of Walcott and Armstrong. Armstrong's been quite a good player previously, just kind of teetering on that. Every now and again getting assist. He's definitely one of the more creative people opposed to Ward-Prowse, who normally sits deep in their kind of weird 4-2-2-2. So Armstrong, and I think Walcott looks quite pacey and involved. So
Walcott looks awesome. And what about that hair?
yeah, lovely.
Hashtag talking point.
Hair chat.
I'll
Yeah,
just say, just to round that out, I really like Vestergaard as well. I think he's available in our league, and I think that
Which is absurd. I saw that and I was like,
he'll be gone by the end of this waiver wire.
oh, 100%.
Yeah, he should have gone probably weeks ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll get missed by Tim, who's last place in our league, first on the waiver wire. I'm just shout out
Is
to
this a
Tim.
hint for Tim?
Yeah.
Week, nudge, nudge.
We'll probably miss out on Vestergaard this week. Okay, let's move on. Now, our next game, Everton versus Man United. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously two teams coming off a loss this week, not looking great respectively.
No. I mean, look, Everton look better than United. I still don't see a lot of joy in United besides when they go and play in Europe against PSG.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best I've seen them play all season.
Yeah, do you know what it is? It's when teams actually attack them, like teams like PSG, but when a team like Arsenal, who are sitting really deep, playing super defensive, they don't have the ability to break through.
Can't break them
And
down.
you saw that in their one chance with Rashford's ball through to Greenwood.
Yeah.
That they'll open up a bit of space and that caused that. But besides
That was such a nice
that
ball.
pass was ridiculous.
I looked at that pass and I was like, oh, baby.
When he hit it, I thought, no, that's too much.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was just perfect.
That was like a perfect number 10
Yep.
assist ball. Like,
Aside
just
from
right
that
through.
moment, I was very excited for Rashford's pass. I was like, amazing. I was equally annoyed and disappointed that Greenwood actually wasn't injured and it was a fucking lie.
So did you drop him?
I did drop him.
I think you had a pretty
available.
good trade-off, mate. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints.
but yeah. Besides that, I think if teams come to Man U and sit deep and make them break them down, they can cause trouble. And I think Everton are a team that could potentially do that quite happily.
Can I ask a question?
You can.
Is Pogba a disease? Like seriously though, like we've seen it before in certain teams where there's like a player that just like, I don't know, kind of ruins the team.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's him.
He does suck the life out of it,
He
doesn't
does. Like he just seems.
Maybe
I
he's
feel like if he left and they signed a couple new players and just freshened it without him,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be different. I don't know why. I
Yeah.
just feel like his personality is like.
Yeah. Did you see that video of Jesse Lingard doing imitation of him? Like
No.
walking and doing his weird like walk that he does. He nailed it.
Oh, really?
On the socials. It's pretty good. But
Two tools.
yeah, so pretty much. But yeah. I
Tools
think-
imitating tools. I don't know how much I want to talk about that on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree with that. There was like a meme I saw as well of saying there's like a highlight of all the different Pogba hairstyles he's had throughout his time at Man U. It's like, this is Pogba's highlights.
Yeah,
his highlight
yeah,
reel.
highlights in his
all
hair.
his hair changes.
So I guess one last question about United for me is, they're not. There's no one consistently getting points out of that team. I think a lot of people thought there was maybe going to be a good start to this season from them. If you have United assets like me, are you starting to get rid of them or are you hanging on to them? Which ones do you hang on to? Which ones do you ditch?
Well, look, your one is pretty, like, you can't do anything with them. You're just in for the long haul when I'm talking about Bruno.
Oh, yeah, Bruno. But I'm not worried about Bruno.
Yeah, you can't touch him.
He's still scoring points every week. He's the only one scoring points.
I agree with that in that when they verse lesser teams, they'll get goals and points. I think it's when you just come across bigger teams or smarter teams that can actually hold out. Yeah, it's maybe not as big as we thought potentially, like the likes of Rashford and being a mid now and Martial, but he's still been out for a few weeks. So I think they're going to keep doing the Man United and just fluctuating. They'll have a few good weeks, have a bad result, a few good weeks. So
They're kind of turning
I wouldn't
into
panic.
So you keep him.
yeah, I wouldn't panic.
You have to, unfortunately. Besides their defense, you could probably just get rid of all that.
Yeah, agree.
Terrific. Everton.
Yeah. Well, look, Pickford was dropped.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that came into the
About
result?
fucking time. No, mate, it would have been more. Like 4-1.
Come on. Pickford's a good keeper. He is.
Really?
I think he's decent.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Silence. We love
I'm just
controversy
shook.
on
I'm
this
shook.
pod.
But yeah,
I'm
look,
shook, lads.
Calvert-Lewin with another goal.
Yeah. How did he put that in?
I don't know.
That was beautiful.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like they had a lot of chances though.
No,
Might have
definitely
lacked
not.
a bit.
I think they were missing James.
And Richarlison,
Yeah.
two key players for them in attack.
We spoke about this last week with the fact that they missed Richarlison, and I think that it's very evident because I read a stat, I think after about 4 or 5 game weeks, that Richarlison has had more touches inside the box than any other player in the Premier League. And if you take him out, I mean, that's a massive thing for them on the score
Huge,
sheet.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's hard to replace. So, look, he's still out for another game, and then he's back after that, I believe, because that will be the 3rd game.
Yeah, and I know, and I think they were missing Diggy this week.
Yeah,
as
Diggy.
well.
Did they have Siggy?
They had Siggy.
No
Yeah.
Diggy.
No
Yeah.
Diggy,
Well,
but,
we know that Diggy is nothing. Well, Siggy is nothing without Diggy.
and vice
Exactly.
versa.
Yeah, I think they definitely miss those key players, and that shows you people hyping up teams like, oh, Everton could do it, but it's like, well, you missed 2 players. That squad depth is huge.
I've got a little thought here. Trade strategy.
Talk to me.
Well, Everton have had a blistering start to the season. Now, a little drop in form, could be an opportunity for people who don't have Everton players to try and get in on that. I'm not saying this week, but it's something to track.
I reckon definitely this
Everton-
week, though, because United are just so vulnerable.
But yeah, no. What I'm saying is those players. It's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think, that they've had average form. People aren't going to value their players that much lower just from 2 weeks. But as we said, Richarlison's out, and maybe that is a big factor for them. Not scoring as many points. Do you hold out and go wait as long as possible while Richarlison's out? And then try and make a move on a trade when they're all in like the least amount of form. Try and get something out of those people that haven't.
Yeah, you could even swing it the other way too. If you feel like Everton are just kind of on a slight downtrend,
Yeah.
you could sell high, depending how you feel like they're going to go moving forward. But I think the other way works a little bit better in that they've got Man U, then Fulham, then Leeds. So teams that aren't doing really well defensively. So at least you're going to get goals and points in there. So
Love goals and points.
exactly.
Okay, well, who's predicting this game? Is it is it Heato?
It's moi.
Okay, Heato, predict the game. Predict the result.
Everton, Man United. Everton 2, United 1.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
I don't know. I felt like it was
Sorry,
a hard.
I've got a mouthful of churros.
I feel like it was a
The
hard one
churros
to
is
predict.
hard. Can I just have just pick some players that might score points?
Well, I think you're going to see DCL again. He seems to be their main attacking threat. So we've still got Richarlison out for another week.
Yeah.
But I really like the way Iwobi and DCL work together.
Yeah, they look good.
Really few chances created, also the goal. So I think Iwobi's an interesting one to watch pre-Richarlison coming back.
Bruno soft pen for United.
Yeah, soft pen or a rashy goal.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. All right, now we're going to have to talk about Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Not my most exciting fixture. I mean, a couple of weeks ago it would have been when Palace had a bit more form.
First few game weeks.
Yeah. Now, like Leeds are still exciting.
Yeah,
Palace, less so. Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have many notes for Palace this week.
Yeah.
it was so funny after like 3 games, I think. Bobby calls me and he's just like, I'm putting $100 on Palace to win the league. And I was like, mate,
Oh, Jesus.
it's 3 games.
We love you, Bob.
I really hope you didn't, Bob. I really
And
hope
then
you
he's just
didn't.
like, I'm thinking about getting 2 different sports bet accounts, putting 100 on each, and then hedge one of them. And I was like, just stop. Just stop.
Walk away. It's Palace, mate.
High on boy.
Yeah.
High on boy. But, I think one of the few talking points in that game is Michi Batshuayi, another offside goal.
Yeah.
I saw it and I'm just like, I fucking told them. He's going to keep doing it.
We've seen
He
this.
did it for Chelsea. He never fucking
I think
played.
for 4 weeks in a row, I think we've talked about this.
Let's move on.
Dude,
then.
learn to be onside. Fuck, it was one man too. He's watching the ball for the pass and his man is in front of him. You got no better situation to actually judge if you're offside or onside.
No match
Wow.
fitness, just lacking.
Yeah. And just Milivojevic.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty
God.
bad. And now Leeds copped a bit of a beating from Leicester.
They did.
Yeah, I was a
And
bit surprised.
Bamford missed a couple of good chances, one early and one later on. The header, he missed early on. Like it was just, he just headed it straight to the keeper.
Yeah, did you hear Michael Owen going on him?
No, I didn't.
He's like, that's what you get. When he came up from the championship, it was going to go one way or the other, and this is the way it's going. Like the ball. Like it was so savage. It's like, dude, he just got a hat-trick last week. Chill out.
Yeah, I know.
It's allowed to have an off week.
Classic Owen. Yeah. And I think, the goal they scored, what did you think about
It
it?
was just a bit lucky, wasn't it? Yeah, kind of bounce, a free kick from deep, bouncing through the crowd.
yeah.
One of those ones that just ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Bit lucky, but yeah, I don't think they did too well with some of the goals. They kind of got caught out a little bit on a few of them. The pace of Barnes and Vardy.
Yeah, Vardy just being Vardy in that game, and we'll get to that. But yeah, nothing too exciting from Leeds. What do you think about the fixture itself?
Yeah, I think
Crystal
this is
Palace
a really
Leeds?
good fixture for Leeds.
Yeah, I think so. I
Really
think
good.
it's probably another good opportunity for points for them. They're very good at breaking down teams. And now Leicester are very good on their day. So, you just got to cop that hiding there.
Yeah.
But I think that Bisla won't have any problem breaking down Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I'm interested to
And
see.
Woy.
Yeah, exactly.
beast.
I'm interested to see what Woy does though, because obviously Leeds aren't the most defensive team, and the fact that Palace play quite a counter-attacking football with some pacey players, there might be some space for them to move into, but they just haven't looked that great. So a little bit hard, but I feel Leeds have got more in the tank to kind of get through that one.
Did I see in the waiver wire that you tried to drop Townsend?
I did, yeah.
Did you end up dropping it?
I did, yeah.
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 Who'd you pick up instead?
I took a punt on Lookman from Fulham
that's
for
right.
this week.
By accident.
Yeah, by accident instead of Neto. But I just feel like I'm watching the points in the form there. It just hasn't come through in the last 3 weeks since,
So you
or 4
just-
weeks since his early form and then back to normal Palace. So
And that's
it's
just
kind of
such
run
a
its course.
valuable thing in draft. If a player's not performing, just drop them because they could be available and you could get them on a good run of fixtures again later, or you could just pick up the next best informed player.
Especially when it's someone that, potentially your competitors aren't just going to jump on straight away. Like, I just know how you guys value players, and Townsend's not someone that someone's going to snap up straight away.
That's
He
it.
might come into form again, but
He's already in my team.
it's a safe drop. Oh, please drop Ward-Prowse.
Okay, so I get to predict this one.
Yeah, lucky you.
Wow.
I'm actually pretty sure it's my prediction, by the way.
Miles, I predicted first. Oh, no, you did.
Oh,
I can't believe you
Jesus.
wanted to take that off him.
I know.
Yeah. All right, you can have it.
I would have let him take it.
Whatever.
No, I'll take this one. And I think there's going to be some goals. I feel like both teams going to do a bit of a bounce back. I'll say Crystal Palace 2, Leeds 3.
You copied my prediction voice, you bitch.
Nah, you whisper like a little I don't want to go into it.
It's like when you call a number for sex. If I was
Is that what you do?
Crystal Palace, it's like a sex voice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for
I
Kelly
definitely-
if that's your sex
I definitely
voice.
don't feel turned on listening to it.
Actually, it's more of like the train announcer voice.
Yeah.
Platform 9 3/4.
I wonder why you look a bit fidgety when we get on trains together. You look a bit antsy.
I'm always dancing. It's a very sexy time for me. Okay, let's move on. Oh, Chelsea. We like Chelsea. Chelsea versus Sheffield.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. To answer that question, it's a stupid question. Chelsea won 3-0 against Burnley, keeping another clean sheet.
Yeah.
Impressing us all. Frankie with a new formation, players in different spots. Go. Miles, I'll lead to you because you're smiling a lot.
Can you give us a bit of lowdown on the new formation change, just quickly for us fantasy players who don't know Chelsea as well?
I mean, look, what do you want to know? They just all look so good, don't they?
Well, where was Havertz playing?
He was playing behind in the little
Okay.
hole.
As a left mid, really.
Yeah, but I thought that he kind of, it might look that they set up like that, but I think he just drifts inside so much.
Well, I'd agree. But as a stock standard formation, it was a 4-3-3, and it was Kante playing where he belongs.
That's it.
In centre defensive mid, left and right mid were Havertz and Mount.
Mm-hmm.
Then up front, we had Werner on the left wing. Right wing was Hakim Ziyech, which, oh, baby.
Spice.
And Tammy up front.
I really like it.
I love it. This is what I thought they were going to do from the moment they signed a lot of these players. I wasn't too sure about Werner, Tammy, and who would get space there, but I feel like we've been begging for this formation all season, and we haven't had the players fit.
No, but we are now. And it's kind of the Chelsea that we were teased with at pre-season
Yeah.
and even after pre-season. When
You guys had a preseason?
Well, just shipping
Did
in
preseason
players.
happen?
Our pre-season, we just buy players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was
It was
great.
just training at the training facility. That was preseason.
That's it. And just,
What do you think about Werner on the wing?
I like it.
Me too.
I don't know if he's really strong enough to play in the centre. And I just don't think he holds up the ball as well as someone like Tammy or even someone like Giroud, just to bring him into the conversation. And I just think he's so much more dynamic on that wing.
I do agree, but I also think that he's very useful in that, every team is different. I mean, we've seen Frank employ a lot of different players in, different positions up front and all over the team. But Heato, you just stitched up my thoughts. Heato rushed me on Chelsea. No, but what I was really saying was that tactically, Tammy might get dropped some weeks. Werner might be played up front. It just depends who they're playing
Well,
against.
Werner was meant to be benched this week.
I know he was,
because Pulisic pulled up injured.
but clearly, you can see that Frank just slotted him in there, and he could easily play there. I
Yeah.
mean, it could.
Oh,
it
definitely.
could have
It's
just
a good option. That's why you buy those versatile forwards. They can play in lots of different positions.
because
And
he can 100% play as a striker, but I guess against some teams, maybe Tammy's the better option. Anyway, we'll move along. Let's talk about point scorers in this game. Zuma, Miles, you've already told us.
Yeah, 14
Zoom.
points. As I said, it's just really good to see Chelsea putting together a string of clean sheets because I think that's why we were losing games. It wasn't because we couldn't score. It was just that we couldn't keep it out of our net.
Combine the two areas. And we saw that last time, wasn't it? I questioned that last week of can you turn that defense into attacking as well? And this week was the perfect answer to that.
Yeah.
But did Zuma score with his ear this week?
Yeah, I think he did. And he's got a fucking strong ear because that rocketed in.
Yeah.
I want his ears. I wonder how well he hears.
He just needed to make contact because he was flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing was, I'm pretty sure it deflected onto his head.
Yeah, it was very odd. It looked like he got there first, and then out of nowhere, I was like, was it shoulder? Was it face? Was it ear?
No, it was good. And then a great performance from Ziyech. Like,
nice, well taken goal.
yeah. And it's interesting with that formation. I think he will potentially start because, we all wondered, where will Mount, Havertz, Ziyech all fit in, Pulisic. But if Havertz and Mount are playing a bit deeper, I mean, maybe Ziyech will start up on the wing each week. So, and he's pretty good. Nice finish.
Yeah.
Back across the keeper.
Yeah, really good. I really like the look of him for sure. Huge point haul this week as well.
Yeah, 14 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Werner getting on there again. Classy finish. Just takes that ball on, 2 touches very quickly and just like.
Yeah, it was a nice pass as well for him.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Very
I think
nice.
we'll see a lot of that this season, especially from Werner. Just there.
Yeah, he's just a
Seems like
clinical striker, isn't he?
he's so relaxed. And
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my Thiago Silva pickup this week too. Which is nice.
really good.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I don't think he'll play every game, but I think that he's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheffield United.
Do you want to make a prediction first?
No. They're the other team that Chelsea are playing against.
We don't need to talk.
He just wants to roll it on.
Well, I will say Ramsdale played pretty well.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
7 saves.
That's massive.
Like, huge performance against City. And some of those were sizzlers.
Yeah.
That's what I call them.
Yeah, he just looked really strong, didn't he? But I think it sums up Sheffield. Like they did well to keep it to only 1-0.
Definitely. It was a really good game.
Yeah.
Particularly just because Ramsdale kept them in it. And
Exactly.
It was pretty exciting. And look, I was pretty what's the word? I was pretty sad for Sheffield when Lundy just couldn't finish that. Because that was such a massive chance.
That's your moment. That's what happens in those games.
In the build-up.
You hold out for so long, you keep it at that score line, and then you take that one chance you get, and it's gone. And as soon as he fucked that up, I was like, mate, you could have taken a point off City.
And don't you think it's just like there was a lot of talk pre-game that he was left out because he won't sign a new contract and things like that. And I just think that kills confidence. And, if he had been playing the whole game and then gets in that position, because he only just came on probably about, I can't give you it exactly, but maybe like 5 or 10 minutes before that opportunity. Yeah. And if he's on the pitch, he probably buries it like he did all last season.
Potentially. Yeah,
make it a double, Heato. Make it a double.
You want a double, mate?
We'll make it a 1.5.
Okay. He wants a strong drink, people.
Sorry. I had to interrupt the pod. He's making me a weak drink.
But look, why don't you give us a prediction while he's doing that for you?
Okay. I'll make my train announcement / prediction. Chelsea 4.
Wow.
Sheffield 0. Suck it, Sheffield.
Yeah, I'd take that. Wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, moving on. West Ham versus Fulham.
Yeah.
West Ham.
The only result, I'll give you some props here, mate, that got predicted right. Last predictions.
Yeah, boy.
Whitey predicted Liverpool to win 2-1, even though he wanted it to be 2-3 to West Ham or
look,
2-2, 2-1.
Look, when you predict everything as 2-1 as he did last week, he's bound to get one of them.
Mate, how about you just fuck off? All right? You got to put some numbers in, Oh, God, I get a hard time on this podcast. All right. Well, West Ham, not the best from them. I mean, look, they definitely held themselves in it. It's against Liverpool.
Yeah, they did. They were very defensive the whole game.
Were they?
They're really just sitting behind the ball, as most teams do against Liverpool.
That's their downfall. I feel like they should have played the way they've been playing.
I think, and they really missed Antonio, I think, because of that.
Big time.
Like, it was a well-taken goal, but they got a bit lucky that Liverpool was shit, didn't close down the cross. Header clearance was poor.
Antonio gives them so much.
Yeah.
He really holds it up. And
he's so strong and fast. It's just like he can just be that single guy up there causing havoc.
Good one. Oh, that's all right.
Now, what you guys are missing here is Miles bargaining for a double shot as well. He likes my style.
God, we're going hard, lads. We're going
Something
hard.
decent, you know. Just, I mean, I've had a tough day. All right.
It's a Tuesday night. Okay, so Masuaku is blazingly fast.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah, he's a really fast boy.
Is he as fast as Trail, right? Like, he's pretty
I don't know,
damn
man.
fast.
He was motoring and ripping us a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely not as jacked.
Yeah.
But look, I think overall West Ham, you know, I think everyone would be keeping their players with their upcoming fixtures as well. Fulham, Sheffield, Aston Villa, you know.
Yeah, really good fixtures.
Not a lot's going to
run.
change there. They're going to already be in a lot of fantasy teams. They've had a lot of great games lately, and they're still scoring goals against teams like Liverpool. So, yeah, pretty good from them. Now, a little bit surprising here. Well, maybe not surprising because it was against West Brom, but Fulham beating West Brom 2-0. Mitrovic with 2 assists.
Yeah, I know. It was a bit surprising. We don't often see him getting the points lately. He's not been in the best form. But
No.
but getting some points there, which is...
And one
I
was
guess-
very nice. I liked that little header back across
Yeah, the
the
cushion
goal.
header.
I love those. They just don't happen that often.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was very nice.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't go for it himself, but it was definitely the right call.
And the other goal, Ola Aina, another ex-Chelsea boy. I think I said that about as Aussie as you could say. Ola Aina.
Oh, Lorena.
Ola Aina.
But when you say ex-Chelsea player, it's there's a lot of ex-Chelsea players. So.
I know.
Yeah,
But you gotta
everyone's
name him.
an ex-Chelsea
Name and
player.
shame. What a goal.
Yeah, I know. That was an...
Oh,
But he's a defender. And I was like, I was very surprised to see him
mate, he's ex-Chelsea. He's gold.
on his left foot, but he spanked that into the top bins.
Yeah, it was nice. And it's against West Brom, you know, and you tried to, take advantage of the fact that Fulham were playing West Brom. You backed Fulham to beat them by picking up Lookman. Unfortunately, he wasn't in the points, but, you know, he easily could have. He's been one of their better players. I think it's just a little win in amongst a lot of losses. Like, they don't have good fixtures coming up.
No, with West Ham, Everton, and Leicester, I don't see them getting much out of those 3 fixtures.
I would call Fulham and West Brom confidence building teams. You know, I look at all of
Even
Fulham.
for each other in that Fulham.
Yeah, maybe not for West Brom. But like, you look at Fulham's upcoming fixtures, as we say, West Ham, Everton, Leicester. Like, West Ham just lost to Liverpool. Everton, you know, they've not had a great run lately. They're the next one. Then Leicester, like, they're just coming. They're like pretty good at the moment. But
Yeah.
I think it's just, they're the confidence builder.
Yeah, that's where you want your goal differential. You know, that's where you get it from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
So in saying that, I don't think we're really backing any Fulham players after that.
No, and I think West Ham's interesting too in that they've got Fulham, Sheffield, and Villa. So obviously Villa are shipping some goals, but looking threatening though. We just spoke about Sheffield not being the best.
No.
So yeah, I think that would be a good one to watch.
Yeah, some West Ham players are going to be good to have. Now, we need a prediction.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to say West Ham 4, Fulham 0.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Wow, two 4-0s in a row.
Yeah,
with
they're
the
just going to spank
predictions.
them.
Well, what's the who's going to score? Just give me 2 players.
Besides Fornell's with that goal, I think he did look good in those few moments West Ham have, but they've also looked good previously. So I'm thinking about longer term outside of just the last fixture for them. But I think if Antonio's back, he'll be a huge shout as well. And then I think just some of their normal guys as well, like Bowen is interesting. Didn't look as good last game, but I think there's opportunities there. Against someone like Fulham, I think you could see goals from different positions for sure.
I think something to note, though, is that Antonio has an unknown return date.
Okay.
And he is pretty important up front for them.
For sure.
As we said, he holds it up. He gives them an outlet.
Allaire does not look interested at all to
No.
be playing football. No.
He doesn't.
It does not look like he wants to be there.
I'd say that Creswell would be a great shout for this fixture.
You
I
reckon?
like it if he's not already in a team.
If he's not already.
Yeah,
in
the
team.
hard thing is that he's playing in the back 3 at the moment, so not as attacking as some like Masuaku who's playing wing back.
He still gets there, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, moving on to our next fixture. West Brom versus Tottenham. Now, Fulham beat West Brom 2-0, as we just said. For me, we can sum this up in 2 words. Poor again.
Yep.
Anything else to add?
Moving on.
I think we don't really need to talk about West Brom.
I mean, I will say those 2 goal line blocks were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. It's just frantic as fuck. It's just like, fuck, diving from it.
Yeah, that Fulham read from Fulham just absolutely drilled that shot after the clearance into them. But yeah, that was good. But I think this is going to be absolute rinsing. Tottenham weren't, amazingly convincing against Brighton, but we know how Tottenham have been playing. And I think with the likes of the big guys that we've been talking about the last few weeks, Kane and Son, Bale now scoring a goal off the bench.
My mate, yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
tell him well done from us.
I will. I know. I don't worry.
Yeah, it was a good header.
I gave him a little pat on his little ponytail.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Little kiss.
Who pats another man's ponytail is basically what my
Especially
question
Gareth.
is.
I feel like it'd be off limit for Gareth.
Not for me though.
Not for you?
No.
Oh, you got a special
You're
relationship.
allowed the tug.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move straight into a prediction for this. I mean, it's the same players that we always think go to score goals here.
Yeah.
Tottenham mainly use 2 players to score their goals.
Yeah, definitely. I think also just to
Kane
highlight
and
as
Son.
well, I think the link up with Reguilon and Bale for that winner was quite nice. So I think if you're looking at fullbacks, he's probably taken already, but Reguilon definitely likes to get forward. He had a shot earlier in the game as well. I really like the look of him, especially against a team like West Brom, where I think he'll be given that liberty to go forward.
That was a shot.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, okay. So who's predicting this? Miles, come on.
Yeah.
You're so quiet.
Look.
He's thinking.
No,
He's thinking he's thinking how high do I go?
No, there's no thoughts. I reckon just 3-4-0 predictions in our podcast for this week.
Oh, I love that.
One of them will come true, hopefully.
This is going to be so good. We've got to remember to review this next week.
We're going to spend a lot of time reviewing these games if it ends up being 3-4 nils.
Okay. Leicester versus Wolves.
Yeah. I'm really excited for this fixture.
This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Let's start with Leicester.
Sure.
Leicester won 4-1 against Leeds.
Yep.
A lot of points
Yeah. Harvey Barnes back
in
on
the
the clean
fantasy
sheet.
realm.
Oh, sorry, in the on the score sheet.
Yeah.
That goal was lovely between him and Vardy.
Really good.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
Ball up the line. They put the defender in awkward position, played it back. Vardy just snapped in there, stole it, and then overran it, had the composure then to just know Barnes was coming in and play it across to him.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And it was kind of classic Vardy just hassling.
Yeah.
Like he's just fast and just on his Red Bull and just like hassling.
It's a bulldog, mate. He's a bulldog.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Yeah, classic Vardy for that goal.
Yeah.
I know he didn't score it, but it was hardly. I was surprised he didn't.
Yeah.
Was my thing. I was like, oh, wow, he passed.
I know. But
it was nice.
Yeah, that was really good.
And Tielemans with 2 goals. One was a penalty. Obviously, Vardy had already gone off. And then he kind of followed up a save for the other one.
Yeah.
So
A bit poachy, yeah.
yeah, a bit poachy. Like he's got a poacher's goal, pen goal.
What do you guys think? Because Leicester score goals. It's not the first time they've scored 4 goals in a game this season. And look, he's available in our league, for example. What do you guys think?
I think honestly, if we were an 8-man league, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
But right now,
He was
sits-
last year for us.
Yeah, I mean, he sits on the fringes. He's one of those players that like plays every week, but is not super impactful.
Yeah.
Like
It's his 3rd goal, and I think the other previous goal was a
pen as
late
well.
pen too.
Yeah.
Because Vardy was off. So
he's not. I am not jumping on him.
No.
Even I think there are way more exciting players out there. Even if he scored 2 goals this week, I think we don't need to in our league. Maybe you would in others just to fill out your team. But I'd be looking for differential players based on their form over him.
Isn't everyone a differential in draft?
Oh, true. Yeah.
But he's-
true.
but
Good
he's-
statement.
I know what you mean, though.
but he's not like he's not
You know when you just lost for a word, you just use one? I was like,
Yeah,
oh, God.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Who else got points in that one? It was okay. Well, Tielemans got 15, Vardy got 14, Barnes with 8.
Yeah, and look, just a special note to James Maddison. I think he's close to some very good form.
Okay.
Is being dropped in and out of the team at the moment.
Yeah.
As for me as a Madison owner, it's really frustrating.
I could imagine. I'm just, you know how much I love you. I want to boost you up before I kick you down.
Yeah, I know.
Kick him, Miles. Kick him.
Or you're just boosting up Madison so that I hold on to him.
Maybe. You never know.
But yeah,
Kick
that's
him,
a
Miles.
hard one,
Kick him.
'cause you could see it as well when he came on and he played the pass before, I think, one of the goals. Oh, it's Vardy's goal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played an amazing through ball to Unda, who again did the right thing, linked up with Vardy, played the ball back across to him. He's a good-looking player too, but I don't.
That was nice.
He might work his way into starting eventually, but I think I would keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Because that's 2 times now he's got that assist. So
Yeah, 100%. Now, on the other side of this fixture, Wolves, they beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Now, Wolves really needed a win like this, a clean sheet,
And
2
especially,
goals.
clean sheet.
Now, no Sice this week,
No size.
which
Yeah,
I was
bit
disappointed about.
But it probably worked out for you anyway.
It did work out because I had 2 auto subs and they worked out pretty goddamn well. Now, but I'm a little bit cautious of the fact that we got the new boy, Alt Nuri, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have got Miles to say that.
yeah, no, you
should've got-
definitely shouldn't.
I
have.
should have got Miles to say that. So yeah, he scored a goal for them. He looked great. He was, racing down that, wing back role. It's
Wolves
crazy.
just seem to pull out defenders from nowhere.
They do.
Like they
don't
just pulled this Kilman guy out who's played the last few weeks, looked really good, got some really solid fantasy points, and then they rest Sice and play this new young guy and he scores a goal. It's like, where are they pulling all these defenders
I
from?
know.
They must have like a direct line to Portugal and they're just like
Yeah,
shipping babies through and they're raising
The motherland.
them in there.
Like
The
Johnny last year, it just never ends.
I know, dude.
Unending.
But I wanted to tell you something about this fixture.
Tell me about it.
So I actually missed the waiver, kind of. I forgot that it was a bit earlier. And I had a look and I saw that Heato had tried to pick up Heato. And
Heato.
we were talking last week about, Traore and maybe that's a bit of a spark and they're waiting for something like that to happen. Got to hold on to him. And I just got massive FOMO that I might actually miss Neto. And so I just did it. I pulled the trigger, dropped Traore.
So you're saying I inspired you?
Yeah, you did.
Because you were very keen to hold
He did.
Traore.
Yeah.
But you didn't get him in time, right?
No, I got him.
Oh,
You got him as a free agent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I had just dropped him for a week. And I was kind of regretting the decision because it just looks like those 3 forwards are just nailed on for Wolves.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very glad that I just double backed and he was still available and you went for Looky Lookman and I got my boy.
Looky.
I know that mistake. It's cost me.
It could.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Yeah,
We could
definitely.
talk about Heato's mistakes all day, but
Too many.
let's talk about some of Crystal Palace's mistakes, letting in that second Wolves goal. I mean, there's not much they could do. That was nice. It was a beautiful cross across, and then it kind of looked like Jimenez was going to get on the end, and it had overshot. And then
I don't know where Podence, comes
Bodens
in
was
and-
just there.
Yeah, they looked really strong the whole game. We've hyped them up a lot on this pod. So if you haven't been listening to us,
You're idiots.
There's the evidence
You're
right
idiots.
there. Serious points from those boys this week.
And if you have been listening to us, congratulations, you're winning your fantasy league.
And so just talking about Podence, another person, he's available in our league and he's actually got some decent points.
yeah, he's a strong player. We've called him out back to back. Lots of weeks.
Miles's face is dead. He's actually got some decent points. It was like a clock had ticked over or something. Something had just
this
pushed in
gonna
his
be-
brain. He's like, why isn't he in my team?
Is this going to be another free agent pickup this week, mate?
Look, he could be. And just looking,
double up on Wolves mids.
But looking at their fixtures, it doesn't look super great. Leicester, Southampton, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea. It's
That's
going to
a
be
hard
tough.
run.
It's going to be really tough for Wolves to get a lot out of these games. But for fantasy wise, it could be golden.
You still need goal.
Yeah.
Defenders maybe not. That run for defenders could come to an end, but for
Yeah.
the attacking guys, yeah.
All the
definitely.
teams they're playing against are letting in goals.
Everyone's letting in goals. So, yeah.
All right, let's get a prediction for this one.
Whose is it?
I think it's Whitey.
Oh, me?
Maybe.
Oh, God, this is
I feel like
Yeah, Marlo
you just
went last.
did it.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Take it easy, mate.
Mate, you just rounded out our 4-0s.
Yeah.
A third 4-0.
Leicester 2, Wolves 2.
Okay. Yeah. That,
I don't just call 2-1 draw, 2-1 scores, Miles.
yeah, you
I'll
couldn't
take
do
that.
it, eh?
I'll take that for Leeds moving down the
He
table a
couldn't
bit.
take the fucking
Dropping some
banter on
points.
us
I've called a
that time.
4-0, 2-all, and 2-1. So just take it easy, mate. Good variation.
All right. We'll see.
All right. Moving on to, I think I say moving on too much. Moving on. We're moving on.
We are moving on.
Anyway.
Emotionally, physically.
Those 2 shots of vodka are hitting me. Sorry, everyone. Manchester City versus Liverpool.
Wow.
Take us away,
This
Heato.
is the fixture, hey?
It's come already.
1v2.
Is it anymore? Like, these teams are really shit lately.
Apparently,
Have you looked at the
Liverpool are
table?
having such a bad season and they're coming first.
Yeah. I know.
Oh no, Van Dijk's out. We're fucked.
Oh, no.
We're fine. We've won every game since he's gone out. So
Salah's rubbish. He's having the best start to any season he's had. Heato, what are you talking
did you watch the game this week?
No. I didn't.
See, I told you. If you would have watched the game,
He got a
it's the same
goal.
as- yeah, it's a pen, mate.
Goal's a goal.
Yeah,
A goal's a
no,
goal.
I'm not talking about just goals or that. I'm talking the deeper stuff, man. I'm talking.
What are you smoking?
I think he wants Salah deep inside him.
Yeah, I don't blame
Oh, I've made that well known early on. But yeah, for me, it was a bit more the same from him. As
well-
I highlighted last week.
Now we're talking about Liverpool. We may as well just talk about them first.
Yeah. What do you guys think watching the game?
Yeah, I mean, they're not playing very well, are they?
Yeah, we're not looking the best, but
No.
we're just doing what we have to do. We're grinding out results.
Yeah.
Who's that centre back?
That centre back,
I've never fucking heard of him.
Yeah,
Phillips.
23-year-old.
Where'd they get him?
Yeah, well,
Some weird little Scouser village. Oh, this guy looks all right.
Yeah,
Go.
just pulled him out.
You're in.
Pulled him out of the river.
Welcome. Welcome to
He was a
Scouser town.
beast. He got man of the match. He
Did
was
he?
really strong the whole game. So,
Look how happy you look. Jesus. He just
mate,
Okay.
look
For everyone who can't see Heater right now, he's wearing his stupid Liverpool shirt and he's smiling his face off.
Why wouldn't you, mate? It's nice up at the top of the table.
So do you think that he just replaces Matip when Matip's actually fit, or?
I really hope they ease Matip back in.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the better defender, definitely. So he will take over. But I think for potentially another week, Phillips might play. It's going to be last minute test fitness wise for Matip to play.
If Phillips keeps on playing well, I actually don't rate Matip as a defender, like pretty much at all. So I wouldn't even mind him just getting to play the majority of the season now that, Van Dijk's out.
Be cool.
Yeah, it just depends
Cool.
on the obviously not as much senior experience.
But you
playing
need to
for
get it
Liverpool.
at some point.
But yeah, exactly. But I think if you just rotates, because there's so many games, you've got Champions League again tomorrow, and there's international break. The it's back. It's crazy, dude. They're going like 3 weeks
I know, it's just full on, isn't
Back
it?
to back.
to
It's
back.
crazy.
It's the best thing ever.
It's crazy. But yeah, just to round out Liverpool, again, this week has been riddled with them. Soft pen on Salah, gets his foot booted, goes down, takes the pen. Soft. Yeah, definitely soft.
How sorry do you feel for Tim with Jota?
Yeah, I know.
I actually feel a bit sorry for him because it feels like every time he makes a decision, which I think's fairly decent, it just turns around on him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's easy to talk in hindsight about his decision. Now, for those who haven't been listening, the person who's coming last, my brother, he's been on the podcast, he dropped Jota. Who did he pick up? I wouldn't have recommended the guy he picked up.
I can't remember.
Oh, no, it was Shea Adams. He picked up Shea Adams.
No, I can't-
Oh, yeah, no, he went for Shea Adams in the waiver over picking up. Oh, no, that was when he dropped him and then picked him back up
Yeah,
again.
he didn't re-pick up Jota. Anyway, we could go on about this forever, but we all know now who he should have picked up. Jota is getting some goals. He's
he's
getting
fucked
some
up.
starts.
Well, he came
Tough
off.
times.
He came off the bench.
He did come off the bench.
again, and yeah, really good in getting bonus as well. He had 1 goal ruled out.
The pass was so nice.
for the actual goal.
Yeah, Shaqiri's pass, just like
nuttied.
It was kind of crazy because it just like everyone stopped and watched the ball like roll through the defense.
And Jota kept running.
And Jota was the only one just running. He's like, oh, sweet.
It's like they'd paused everyone else.
It was. Anyway, nice finish
that
from
pass
him.
was lovely.
But it was all about the pass on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think we're just going to keep grinding out results, scoring goals against City. Hopefully they don't have a striker back next week. But yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look like it.
They did mention that he might be back, but does he want to risk it again?
Yeah, Jesus is in training, I think. And
well,
but yeah,
they
City,
need it.
Yeah, but City on their game, just to cover them quickly, really attacking. Obviously, we've mentioned huge amount of saves from Ramsdale, but chances coming from all different players: Torres, Laporte, Cancelo, Mahrez, all having goes.
Yeah.
I think they really did miss a striker. I think if they had one of the guys, they would have won quite a few, 3 or 4.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that.
But clean sheet points too, as well, huge.
And a great goal from Walker.
Yeah, it was cracking.
Oh,
it was
lovely.
so wet that game. It was raining so hard, and it would have been very, very, very hard to save
slick.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It was just hit. Yeah, sweet. Just stayed low. Just in golf, I think they call it a worm burner.
Worm burner, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Miles.
It was definitely
Thanks.
a worm burner.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You can use that on your pod.
Yeah.
We'll give you permission.
We
to
didn't
use
talk about the fact that James Ward-Prowse did another golf celebration this week.
Yeah, he did. It hurt me. That was pretty
Rubbed it
much
in your
just
face.
after I looked up
Yeah.
and saw that you had him.
I felt like when he did that, he was spitting in Miles' face.
Yeah, he
like
was.
directly. He knew what he'd done.
Yeah, he gave me a call.
Because when
after
you
and told
pick
me.
up a player, you get their number too, and you like texted him, right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone else?
Yeah. I
like-
text my players.
I was like,
Good luck this
JWP, what up, bitch? Score me some free kicks.
Another golf celebration, please.
Yeah, just and then say "fuck you, Miles" to the camera. Fuck you.
But Torres, he had quite a few chances.
Yeah.
Again, that's second week in a row that he's been full of chances.
Yeah, I like the look of him.
Yeah.
Not converting.
Not converting.
But I think once the striker comes
Just
back,
like
then,
another Torres we know about that came to Chelsea.
yeah.
Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring that
How
up?
did we get 50 mil for him?
Okay, wait. We're not going down Torres.
I
We're
love
not
El
talking
Nino,
about.
all right? I love him.
God, we're moving on from that. I'm not talking
Mate,
about
he-
Torres. No.
He won us the Champions League.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me? We're not talking about Torres.
Without him, we wouldn't have won the
Oh,
Champions
mate,
League.
I'll come on your pod for golf this week, and we'll just have a weird little bonus app on.
We're not
Torres.
talking about golf. Okay. Now let's predict the result.
Yeah, this is a big one.
It's me.
Yeah, it seems fitting. How did it work out like that?
I don't know.
always
It
does.
always does, doesn't it?
And I swear we don't plan these.
I know.
These orders.
It does work out nicely.
Talk to me, Heato.
I think it's going to be Manchester City 2, Liverpool 3.
Oh bullshit! I reckon City are going to lose.
You reckon they'll lose?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, I meant Liverpool. Oh no!
He's called it. He's called it. He's called it. We'll take it. We'll stop it right
Dyslexia.
I think it's either going to be like 0-0, 1-0, or 1-1. Like, I think it's going to be real cagey and shit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
But we always hope for these big games.
I
We
know.
get spicy scorelines. So I hope that it's something like that, but probably with City winning.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
Just for the league, you know.
Now, the final game. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Perfect. We don't plan this, but Miles, you're a big Arsenal fan. Why don't you lead us in here?
yeah. Were you stoked with the win?
Yeah, loving it. Yeah.
Well, it was against United. So I love seeing United lose.
Oh, but it's his other team though.
Oh,
Remember last week
yeah.
we discovered that's his
He
second.
must have
that's
been
his third
confused
team.
with all the red jerseys.
Go the Reds.
Okay, we'll move on.
But yeah, look, I actually thought that Arsenal could have won this game by more than just one.
Oh, God, get a room.
Really? Yeah. There's a couple of chances. yeah.
It's just they just look better than United, and I thought that like Willian could have scored like definitely maybe one and
Yeah.
possibly that second. Saka's chance was pretty big.
I think that
as well.
sums him up a bit, doesn't it? We've spoken about how he's just not
Yeah.
clinical yet,
Yeah,
and a better player would bury that header.
and Orba, like he could have had probably two.
Yeah, I don't like him on the wing. I think
No, he's
they're
got-
really
Yeah.
battling with him on the wing at the moment.
So that's what I'm talking about. They could have won the game 2-3-0 easily.
Yeah, agree.
They got a clean sheet.
They did, which is very rare for
Huge clean.
Arsenal.
Yeah. So, and we got another assist from Bellerin. this week.
Another soft pen.
Another soft pen. Soft.
That was soft.
Very soft, yeah. Who was it? Was it Maguire?
No, it was Pogba.
Oh, Pogba. That's
So dumb. Like,
Yeah.
the player's running away from goal.
yeah.
And you just go in for a challenge and stamp on his boot. It was the same thing with Salah. Like, he was facing away from goal and kicks his foot. It's like, what are defenders doing? But I potentially feel like that's a combination of when teams do have to soak up so much pressure an entire game. Eventually they make a mistake, and unfortunately they do it in the box.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, Aston Villa is another one to talk about. 3 goals.
Down from 4-0, and then to pull it back like that, as we discussed earlier, chances early on. Grealish had a couple.
Grealish is looking on.
Yeah, I don't know how they ended up 4-0. It just kind of, the way the chances were going, it was just Southampton being clinical.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, Grealish, very spicy.
He's looking very good, and he's got more attacking players around him, and we're just, definitely seeing the benefit of that. Another soft
pen.
soft.
I feel like I copied and pasted that a lot this week
Soft
in the
pen.
notes.
Soft pen. I know.
Soft pen again.
I forgot to mention that the 2 ones that were on the line. And is this tennis?
When did that become a rule?
I know. It happened twice this week, and I wrote next to it each time in our
tennis?
notes, is this tennis? And I forgot to mention it.
Mate,
Damn.
it's becoming it more and more.
Should have been reading my notes
every
better.
week.
Yeah, another soft pens. Watkins scored the pen here. He's kind of following up on a fair... he's kind of off and on, really, Watkins.
Yeah, he had a few chances, and it's nice to see it. He's on pens. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, you'd want anyone who's on pens.
Yeah,
this season.
exactly. I'm curious to ask though, why the hell is John McGinn marking Vestergaard?
I don't know. Mismatch
That
central.
was huge.
Yeah, not great.
That was a poor choice from there.
Mingsy and his haircut that is, not all, agreed upon here. Dangerous.
Contentious topic, but
Very nice header.
yeah, great header, and had another chance as well throughout the game
Yeah, he
with a
did.
shot on target from a set piece. So
No. I think
Dangerous.
actually I'd be looking at Mings definitely.
I think Mings is a pickup.
If he's not already in a team, I mean, it does depend. Like, we always say this, depends on the size of your league, but I think he'll be going in ours if he's not already taken.
yeah, then there's not many clean sheets probably coming up for them, but you always want a commanding centre half potentially as a point scorer in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely taken up in our league. Chris Stace has him this year
really? Interesting.
at the moment. And I think he'll be very good, nailed on all season.
Yeah, I agree with that. Finally, 2 goals in the last, it was the 93rd, 97th minute.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, I think it blows out the result a little bit.
Yeah. Did the last goal get a deflection?
I wondered that. I couldn't tell.
At first, I didn't think it was, and I just thought the keeper was just giving up on the game. He's like, it's over. We've won it.
It was
Then
a little bit
Then I
unexpected.
thought I saw a little deflection. So
Yeah.
it was a bit lucky, but I'll take the points.
Yep. And Traore with the start did absolutely nothing in terms of points. It was a pretty weird game. So
Yeah.
Did he get a bit of a knock as well during the game? I think I saw.
I'm not sure.
I was a bit concerned about him starting the next fixture, so that might be something to look at.
Okay.
yeah.
Good call there.
Okay, so this one, it's an interesting fixture. I actually would back Aston Villa to win it.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, Marlo, you're rounding out this prediction, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Even though you guys know I have a massive love of the Gooners.
Well, maybe you're about to fix it today.
Nah, look, I'm going to put this down as classic Whitey prediction, and Arsenal 1, Villa 2.
Fuck off. You're just jealous I got one right.
I need one.
Yeah, true.
He needs it.
Well, I agree with that. I think Aston Villa are flying high, even though they lost to Southampton. I just think they still have it in them to score a bunch of goals. And against Arsenal, they're not that great defensively.
Yeah.
And Arsenal aren't crazy prolific at the moment either. But
yeah. It'd be interesting to see how they set up, because they set up really deep against bigger teams, but this week, I'm not sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right, to round out the podcast, we're going to play our little game called Kings and Peasants. We pick a king and a peasant, A king being someone we think is valued quite highly in the league, like a Jamie Vardy or a Sterling. And then a peasant is usually someone kind of lower in value in the league, maybe someone that might not be in most teams, like, for example, an Elder Costa or
Vestergaard, who I picked last week.
Vestergaard. He's slipping into another category. Nearly.
Yeah, definitely. Because we definitely factor in form too for Kings.
Yeah, so we do factor in form. Now, the person who is coming last goes first, which is me, sadly.
Who you got, mate? Who's your king?
I pick Hakim Ziyech. I
like that.
I know. I like it too, a lot. I was pretty excited about him. Basically, they're playing Sheffield. He got a start this week, got a lot of points, goal, assists. He could get a lot of points.
Yeah, I'd take that.
I'd really be backing him to get something. And then for my peasant, I choose Elder Costa. Elder Costa is... who are they playing? Leeds are playing? Oh, Palace. And he's been in pretty good form off and on in a lot of Leeds fixtures, and I just think Leeds are going to win that one.
Yeah, nice. And it gets harder as we go on, isn't it? Because we can't repeat a pick. So
exactly,
we've got to start exploring. But I'll jump into my one then, seeing I'm coming second in the game. My king, pretty straightforward. I haven't picked him yet, but their fixture's looking really spicy this week. Kane, or Kane, as we like to call him.
Yeah.
I think against West Brom, we're going to see some serious points there. And then for my peasant, I'm going for Nels.
Yeah. Well, do we give him 4 Nels?
Yeah, you give him.
He's got a lot of form.
No, it's not that crazy.
All right, well,
that's how it goes. The other two votes.
I'll
so it's
allow
2v1.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Yeah, 2v1.
4 Nels is looking good.
All right. Well, I guess it's your league leader going now.
You got to be leading in something,
league.
mate. You got to be leading in something.
Kings and Peasants.
Take it where you can get it.
We'll take it. Look, for my king, I'm going my boy Son, because he had an off week last week, and I'm expecting a hat trick and an assist from him.
Yeah,
West
him
Brom.
last week.
West Brom are going to get fucked.
Seriously,
I reckon. I can see the team talk now from Mourinho. It's just like, we're going to fuck them.
We're going to fuck. I don't think you need to tell them. Yeah. It's like, guys, just go out and play football.
You know what to do.
See what happens.
They'll lay over.
You know what.
And then for my peasant, can I slip in Wilson?
Hell no. Hell no.
All right.
Dude,
Fuck off.
we've called him fantasy royalty on this podcast before.
But he got 4 Nels.
Yeah, he's not
The difference is huge.
Mate, you're... Jesus.
All right. I had a backup because I didn't think you'd let me get it. I'm going to go Pascal Gross.
Yeah, good. Now that is a peasant.
Yeah, that's definitely
Good
a
pick,
peasant.
though.
Yeah, thank you.
Good pick. All right. Well, that rounds us out nicely. Good luck, boys.
Thank you.
In
too.
Fantasy Premier League and Kings and Peasants.
And live.
Fingers